Hello and welcome to week 2 of marketing management. This week, we cover three very important topics. We talk more about customer value, we talk about customer loyalty, and STP analysis, which stands for segmentation, targeting, and positioning. As I said last week, the only reason, the sole reason for the existence of any organization, whether it's for profit or not for profit, is to add some kind of value to the lives of its customers, whether they're businesses or they're individuals. Let's talk a little bit about the framework of customer value. In the framework of customer value, there are customer expectations and the performance of the product or service. There is a clear intangible profit for the customer, and that profit is customer value. So, for example, you go to an Apple store and you are an engineer by profession and you're looking for all of your drawings to be digitized. You take a look at and check it out, the iPad Pro. Now, it comes with a pencil function that is absolutely amazing. I have never seen in a consumer market, in an average consumer market, the amazing ability for digitized writing. So you as an engineer, you look at it, you try it out, you try to do some drawings, engineering drawings, and you find it amazing, even better than the paper and pencil, which is really hard to beat. And then you think, how much is it worth to me? And you say, well, at least $2,000. That's the maximum I'd be willing to pay. And my expectations is it's worth $2,000. You ask for the price with the pen and everything else, the keyboard, it comes up to be about $1,600. So right at that moment, you paid $1,600. It's worth $2,000. The gap between what you paid, your cost, and your value is customer value. So that is the framework of customer value in its most simplistic form. I'm sure you're going to read a lot more about customer value in the textbook. It talks at length about the academic framework of customer value. Now, let's talk a little bit about customer loyalty. Customer loyalty and lifetime value of customer, they are related concepts. The more loyal customers stay on longer, they bring in more revenues. And revenue from existing customers carries less cost because the acquisition of the customer cost is lower. So the loyalty not only reduces the structure, the expense structure of an organization, the expenses, especially the marketing and advertising related expenses, but also what it does is it provides stable revenue stream. So if 80% of Starbucks customers are repeat customers and they visit Starbucks 3 times a day, well, I visit 3 times a day, but let's say 3 times a week, you start to see a revenue stream that comes from those sticky customers, loyal customers. And then any new customers are going to be icing on the cake. So customer loyalty is a very important component. And I think that it relates to customer value. The more customer value you add to the lives of the consumer, the more loyal they're going to be and the more stable your revenue stream. and your income stream, which basically revenue minus expenses is equal to income. Now let's talk about STP. First part of the STP is the T itself, the targeting. You develop a target market, which is a group of customers, potential customers, who are willing and able to buy your products or services. And that is your target market. All those customers who are willing and able to buy your products or services. So we can get an example of a jet plane that costs $5 million or $10 million. I would not be a customer because even though I'm more than willing to buy that jet, but I'm not able. So customer is someone who is both willing and able to buy your products or services. So all those who are willing and able to buy your products or services, or at least they're able and could be willing as well, they are all part of your target market. Then you divide your target market into different subgroups. They can be based on their characteristics. So for example, professionals on the run. So these are the professionals who are always on the road. I'm talking about Starbucks customers, students, you know, all different segments. You could do them by characteristics, or you can do them by demographics. There are many different ways of segmentation that you would see in the textbook. Then we got the targeting, the segmentation, and then now the positioning. The positioning is your personality as a company. What is your brand personality? How do you want your customers to perceive? So when you say Tesla, what comes in mind? Green, electric, expensive. When it comes to Apple computers, what comes in mind? Innovation, amazing designs, reliable, but expensive. So the positioning, what is your positioning and what you want your positioning to be in the minds of the customer? Positioning can be changed. Did you notice if you go to Chick-fil-A, did you notice the difference in Chick-fil-A now versus 2 years ago? The difference is that they changed their positioning from a casual fast food restaurant to a somewhat formal restaurant. So they changed the positioning. So if this is formal, this is casual, and this is cost effective, and this is expensive, on a quadrant, you position yourself. Okay, this is where I am. I'm the most formal and medium level expensive. Okay, I see opportunity with more casual, perhaps a little more expensive. So you see where your positioning is at that point in time and where you want your positioning to be. So my 10 minutes are coming up. It's 8 minutes and 46 seconds. We talked about 3 concepts. We talked about customer value. We talked about customer loyalty. And we talked about the STP analysis, the segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So I hope you will get a chance to read the whole total academic framework about these concepts in the textbooks. And then, that would enable you to be very productive, and you would be able to come up with amazing discussions and assignments. So I look forward to interacting with you in the discussion boards and reading your assignments. I'll talk to you next week, week 3.